the unprecedented corruption of this
Yeah.
administration. You've pointed out there's no parallel in American history or even in the history
Yeah.
of modern democracies to what we're seeing. And yet, well, corruption typically is the tipping point for a lot of authoritarian adjacent regimes. There hasn't been the widespread outrage. So my first question to you is why not? And then what can we do to ensure there's accountability?
This is a little injurious to American national vanity, but if you look at the peer democracies, America has historically been one of the more corrupt of the peer democracies. It's more corrupt than, you know, Germany, more corrupt than Britain, more corrupt than Canada, Australia, more corrupt than Norway, Sweden, the Netherlands, Denmark, and that's been true for a long time. And I think there are structural reasons for that. Basically, America lacks strong civil service, and so and it has a much larger role for a much more independent legislature, and so there's just constant the need to raise money for campaigns and the ability of the legislatures to sell favors in order to get money. I think a lot of people in American politics have had for a long time an idea: if you do a favor for somebody and they give a check to your campaign, that's a different thing from if you do a favor for somebody and they give you a check and you put it in your pocket.
Mhm.
And so that's where Trump really changed things, is he took the favor selling that has been a traditional part of American politics, but he converted it not into campaign funds, but into personal wealth. In his first term, in the first term, there's a lot of petty larceny. Like he would stay in his own hotels when I think almost half the time as president. And then he would make the Secret Service pay to stay in his hotels. Or he would make Mike Pence, when Mike Pence went to Ireland, stay in a golf club on the wrong side of the island of Ireland so that he could stay in a Trump hotel. And that way he put some million, over the 4 years, he put some millions, maybe tens of millions of dirty dollars into his pocket. But in the second term, he decided that wasn't ambitious enough. And this time around, it's billions. The New York Times estimates more than 1 billion. The New Yorker has estimated maybe as much as 4 billion in not even a year and a half into the pockets of himself and his family. And now we learn, and his Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, has been a big profiteer as well, through crypto, through other kinds of inducements, many of it coming from foreign entities. It is unprecedented, as you say. You can't find any analog to this. Maybe Italy at the peak of mafia influence in the 1970s, maybe, but otherwise it looks like post-colonial Africa and post-Soviet Russian republics.